Yeah, g'day, Bush Camping Tools here. This is TRC's K1. It's a drop point camping utility knife. It's made out of ELMAX Powder metallurgical steel. It's got a sandblasted micarta scales. The tang is nicely rounded and finished off there. Nice little contoured grip here. This is great. It's really non-slip even when your hands are wet. Some lovely finger thumb jimping up here. It's not really an afterthought, that he's really put some thought into this. Nice and smooth but grippy at the same time. Lanyard hole down the bottom down here. Yep, a really nice, as I said, field camping utility knife from TRC Knives, the K1. Anyway, we got it out in the field today, and we're going to be looking at this knife over the next several weeks, how it performs.
First thing I put the K1 through was some simple woodworking tests. What I wanted to see was how comfortable is this knife to carve, looking at the angle of the blade, and the knife performed just flawlessly. It was very comfortable to hold. For a start, as I mentioned, the tang has a rounded profile on it, and it is actually it extends ever so slightly past the micarta scales. So why choose ELMAX as a knife steel? Well, let's have a look at some of the key characteristics of ELMAX. One is it's a powder metallurgical steel that is produced by Uddeholm in their SuperClean process. And this basically means that the initial raw ingredients are very, very, very clean with very few non-metallic particles, metallic components included in the final alloy mix. The second thing is this powder metallurgical grade steel has been designed to achieve a final hardness of well over 60 Rockwell, and also with the high chromium content, a very good corrosion resistance, and also excellent edge retention is achieved through the addition of molybdenum and vanadium. Next little test I wanted to give the ELMAX was how did it look like after cutting something very acidic, and there's nothing better to do than to cut up a lemon or an orange for that. In this case it's a lemon. These blades are cryo treated too. Now when I mean cryo, I do mean cryo. I checked with TRC Knives of this, and that is they are treated at minus 196 degrees. Now the cryo treatment, that is important if you want to maintain the good corrosion resistance offered by ELMAX, and this is something which Uddeholm stresses. A knife such as the K1 should also be good at general camp and hunting duties, and of course that can include a spot of fishing. It's not clearly not a specific fishing knife, but it works very well for gutting fish. It's not too big and unwieldy. It's a good knife for that. It's a drop point camping hunting utility knife. Now the thing why I mentioned fishing too is whilst this is a freshwater fish here, because of the high chromium content in this, the good corrosion resistance, I'd have no problems with working with this knife around salt water as well. One of the things I'm really interested in a knife for the outdoors, and that is being able to use that knife for preparing food and basically eating with. As I said many times, if you can't use that knife to prepare food, basically feed yourself while you're out camping, then it's a pretty useless knife, or you're going to have to take some other knife with you. Now one of the things I like to take along if I'm not intending on catching any game or even hunting for game is some salted meats. And of course, again, having a knife which is corrosion resistant, with good corrosion resistance, is a good thing. It's a good plus, especially cutting up salted meats. And the knife was very easy to cut up meats like this. Also, you can see a few mushrooms here. No problems in gathering mushrooms either with this knife. During about 2 weeks of use, I never really washed the blade. I just wiped it down. And this is the second lot of salted meat I cut with the knife, and there were no signs of any worrying signs whatsoever of corrosion occurring on the blade surface. Now this blade surface of the K1, it comes in a kind of stonewash finish, so it's not a satin finish, it's not coated in any particular way, and I found the blade was not really tarnished in any way, so that was a good sign as well too. Now I've blogged about the K1 too, so for further information and a lot more technical details about the ELMAX, please check out my blog.
Okay, so this is the carry system for the TRC K1. It's a Kydex sheath riveted here. 2 screws here that you can undo the carry system to change the position. Put it on the reverse side for a left-hand carry. This is a right-hand carry. Got the belt loop. Belt loop's made out of seatbelt nylon webbing, very, very strong. And there's a lovely little position here to place your thumb to part the Kydex slightly. You take the blade out. Now this is a really great fitting, because listen to this. Right, okay, that's just like really secure. There is no need for any other strap. That knife is not coming out of there. And if you have to take it out silently, you can take it out silently. So really, really secure. The other good thing about a not so rigid belt loop system here is this is easy for the knife to move around to get into a really good comfortable position if you're out hunting. I would take this knife hunting with me. It's a great little drop point camping hunting utility knife, as you've already seen some of the previous video. So anyway, that's it there, the sheath, very secure. So TRC K1 carry system, a great little knife and carry system. Yeah, okay, so this is a summary of TRC's K1. I've been using it now for around about 2 weeks out in the field in different conditions, from everything from a little bit of spotter fishing to carving up some dry meats and a little bit of woodwork. And I've got to say, it's a very, very, very nice knife to handle. It's very comfortable. It's very grippy, either wet or dry, with a bit of fish guts on it too. It's a very nice knife indeed, this little drop point, and I'd say it's perfect for the camping, hunting, utility knife. Yeah, absolutely. Made out of ELMAX by TRC Knives, the K1. Yep, so there you go. I definitely recommend this knife to use for sure. Absolutely nice knife. Thanks very much.